FTI community, welcome to the In Your Studio podcast presented by Brothers Brewing. In this session, it's kind of unique. It's a first of its kind. I am literally in the studio of our guests today. They are a beloved 5-piece Canadian rock band who fuse the energy of alternative rock, the emotional folk, the technicality of metal and jazz, and have created an illustrious legacy of music, moments, and milestones that span near a decade. They have not only inspired, but I would also argue that you have revolutionized, and I use that big word, revolutionized, the way that local artists here in Guelph and surrounding areas create their art with your open arms, honest, and vulnerable approach to creating. You have mesmerized audiences Ontario-wide, and I'm going to name this list, and you guys have performed at so many places I couldn't fit them on a cue card. The prestigious venues include Hillside, Meadows, Riverfest, the University of Guelph's Relay for Life, Punk for Pause, Sonic Hall, and the Boathouse, just to name a few.
And Jimmy Jazz.
And Jimmy Jazz. In just a few short weeks, Brothers Brewing. There was a lot that I saw, and I was just like, how do I make it condensed? In just a few short weeks, they're playing their final shows at the Underground in Guelph on April 17th and 18th, alongside Sunshine Express and Animal Boy, which tickets are only available to their Friday show as of this recording. FTI community, I am honored, privileged, and ecstatic to be joined by my favorite band and Danielle's favorite band. Excuse me. Lads, how we doing?
Doing great,
So
man.
good. So good.
That was an incredible intro. Thank you, Matt.
Hell yeah. How has March and April been? Like, I guess since you guys decided to announce the final shows and kind of put a bow on this chapter.
It's been busy in a good way. I think for me personally, there being an end to this has allowed me to see kind of the scope of our career a bit more clearly, and it's just really exciting to spend the last couple months thinking of ways that we can wrap it up in a good way for our fans and for us, and kind of get out all the ideas that we want to get out. And it's been a really fun experience, I'd say.
It's been really incredible watching from behind the scenes, because not only if it's a show you guys are putting on, but there's a show at like Cornerstone, Jimmy Jazz Brothers. Like, there's always like excuse me's there in different ways, whether you're helping with the music, supporting at the front of the line. I think that for these final two shows, none of us know what to expect, especially being in the audience, because there's probably going to be people there where you're like, holy shit, you're here. I'm really excited for that. But let's actually just dial it back just a little bit. From left to right, tell us who we got sitting on this couch beside me.
Stage left or you're
We'll go.
Adam Kurt.
Aleks Liskauskas.
Joe Seymour.
Simon Pegana.
Hayden Jenikins.
And that is current day excuse me. And I think it's important that we're going to take this all the way back to where good stories start, and that is the very beginning. As I mentioned, 5 incredible musicians sitting in front of me, and there's been people along the way who have joined from both the musician standpoint and helping behind the scenes. And I would say that the one thing everybody has in common on the couch is the connection to make music that resonates with every listener. Directing the first question over to Aleks, bring us to the beginning of Excuse Me. Almost to the point of the Homecoming EP and building that up. What do you remember about the very beginning?
Okay, so almost to the point of the Homecoming EP, but not quite. Let's do the Whatever EP. That was the first kind of cohesive project with a lineup that stayed more or less the same. The Homecoming EP was just me in my dorm room, working with other people in my undergrad, and it was a blast. But
I was there for JSYK.
Yes, JSYK. Hayden played a solo while he was recovering from dental surgery, and that was the key to a really inspired take.
This is not you condoning drugs.
Yeah. No, yeah. We've had him have a tooth removed every time we have a crucial solo coming up in a song. But yeah, that takes it back to 2017, 2018. And basically we started, the band at that time was recording in the basement of the house I was living in, which, long story short, burnt down like 4 days before our first show.
Yeah.
And with our gear in it, our gear didn't get burnt. It just got soaked from efforts to save the house. And we ended up playing that show. And I think that it kind of set the precedent of, okay, we're in this.
Yeah.
We're going to make it happen. We were pretty happy about the songs that we had written at that point. And I guess from that moment onwards, it was like, okay, if we can survive this, we'll survive anything else that comes our way. And we did for 8 years. So yeah, it also was like one of the early instances of me being able to write songs that help wrap my head around tough experiences. So like I wrote Teeth based off of the house burning down. And it's been really helpful for me to be able to process some of the things I go through the music, and being able to be supported by my bandmates with that is always a really special experience. So yeah, that's also been a theme throughout the band.
With like your literal house burning down, like so many people would call it quits before even getting a start because there's such a bigger thing to take care of now, and that's like recuperating, and like that's like making sure like you can put your feet on the ground the next day. But for you guys, you took it as like no, this is going to be a really, for lack of a better term, cool starting story. like I could not imagine.
Forged in fire, baby.
Literally forged in fire. And I guess going over to Hayden, because I believe you were playing the first show. What do you remember the days leading up to the first show? Because with the show happening 3 to 4 days after the house burning down, did you take it on with like, we already had something to prove, but now we're really gonna like give it our all?
Yeah. Also, Adam was there for that first show in the band, not just like there at the first show. We were like, I remember last minute, just like we gotta get like a keyboard, we gotta get instruments and stuff. Yeah, I guess there was a lot of pressure because we had never like played live as like a band. Like I had done like jazz gigs and like small things mostly for school, but I'd never actually done like a project that I'm a part of, like being one of the brains in. And so it was like navigating, nerves for your first show and hoping people will show up. And then also like, oh, holy shit, Alex's house just burned down. It was a lot.
I could not imagine, like, I'm just listening to you guys and you have a whole backstory leading up to this first show. Adam, what do you remember?
I can't believe it happened, really. Like, I just remember the 3-4 days, like whatever it was before the first show, getting that message from you about your house and being like, oh, and just kind of like thinking like, it's not, so it's just, like having like a good day of being like, so the band's done.
Yeah.
Probably. Like, that's just like, our gear was in there. You just lost your house. We're not playing this show. And I think it was like literally the next day you were just like, yeah, like let's
rehearsal tonight.
let's do it. And
Alex, you started sleeping like in my room for a bit.
Yeah. Like even in hindsight, it just feels crazy. Like it was such a turnaround from such a tragic event. I think that kind of, I don't know, galvanized us in a way. I think at that first show you were like, we're working on an EP. We're going to like record an EP. And we hadn't even like set recording dates yet. And I was like hearing you say that on stage being like, oh, I didn't know. Cool.
That was what, March we played the first show and we were in the studio, I think in May.
Yeah.
We were writing Tori
on the
back day porch before going to the studio.
True.
Is Tori one of those songs that are kind of not like forbidden from being played at present day shows? Like I've never heard it and I've been to so many.
I'm not going to spoil anything. I guess I am by saying this. We haven't recently played it, but it's not against the rules for us to play it. So.
Like 5 years.
But yeah,
we haven't recently played it or even in a while played it.
Yeah. But yeah, we wrote that on Hayden's back porch, just with an acoustic guitar
and a Casio,
and
I think.
A Casio keyboard. It was fun. You know what? We haven't played it because it's a soft spot for me. That car was crushed, so so it's hard to sing about Tori.
That car in your heart was crushed.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cards stacked against you at the very beginning of this. Like
no one was in it when it was crushed. It was not road legal when it was crushed. Yeah.
We also just kind of stopped being like a cottage core band. Like, I think that like the sound that we had during the Whatever EP, we kind of like, I don't know, like after the first album just like started really migrating away from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We tried.
There was a youthful optimism at the time.
How did you describe it with board shorts?
Board
You're like, I like Lost.
and board shorts.
Yeah, you're like, I like, Joe said, and I remember this, Joe said, I like Lost because, you could picture you writing it in your Quicksilver board shorts. Board shorts. And it's like, yeah, that's actually sonically exactly what that song is.
We tried to do a little bit of exploration with that EP by doing. It started with Tori, then Only a Fool, then Lost, then Teeth. So we wanted to because we love most music at least, and hell, we love all music. We were listening to Hans Reichel La Ball before we started.
We had a little Vox amp that for the entirety of the EP, we had it clean, and then we just pushed it a quarter past that for Only Fool, and then we put it at noon for Lost, and then we just cranked it all the way for Teeth, and that's straight up the EP. It just just starts climbing up.
The beginning years, because COVID didn't happen yet, and we had no idea that was around, but those beginning years really shaped, I guess, how committed you wanted to be in a band together. Because a lot of projects, I argue, usually get 2 to 3 months of good consistent work, and then the first time you take a break and you step back, you're like, okay, 1 more month, okay, 2 more months. But you guys really persevered in the beginning years, and to present day, of course. When I was doing my research for this, I thought it was pretty cool because over all of these years, there's 45 songs across multiple EPs, albums, and a handful of the singles. Although the sound has changed over the years, there are a lot of common themes in the music, such as focusing on love, self-empowerment, bittersweet memories. I'm going to open this question to anybody on the couch because I'm sure the songwriting process varies from everybody. Was there a common element or maybe a handful of common elements that you wanted Excuse Me songs to have? Or was it more so focused on where you guys were at the time?
Blast beats, and it wasn't until the last EP that we got blast beats in.
God, yeah, we finally did it.
What have been some of this is it? What have been those songs where when you're done recording, you're like, oh, this is a hit? I'm
gonna be kind of sentimental here, but I think less so this is a hit, and more so we found us, we found our sound. And honestly, this last EP we did plus the album we're working on has felt finally you've been on this winding road. There's been some amazing views, but nothing feels like home. And it feels like we have found a sound that we finished some of these songs and we look around and we're like, oh my God, that was it.
Oh my God, we should break up.
It's never going to get better than this. It's never going to get better than this. In a way, honestly, yeah. And if I were to describe it sonically, because that's what you're asking, I think it's just the combination of the 5 of us and nothing else. I think that's been the key. Basically, every song on this album is going to sound the same on record as it will live, because we're just doing that. Everyone is represented, and we've worked on our parts to really make them stand out on their own. And we don't need anything else. So it's been the 5 of us in a room playing these songs and not overthinking, I think, for the first time ever.
Yeah.
I'll speak for myself. I'm not overthinking for the first time ever. And that's been a really beautiful experience. And I think it's finally allowed us to realize what we're about. And what we're about is guitars. What we're about is
the drums, baby.
Drums, bass, Quicksilver board shorts, and cranking the Vox to 12.
It's building on a lot of the over intellectualization that I remember loving back in university, though, when I met you guys. That you'd be honestly skipping musicianship class to be pouring over 5 seconds of one song. And I remember coming to your basement or something, maybe your dorm or whatever it was, and listening to, you're gonna hate this, My Garden, and being oh my God, these guys are gods. But I think all that time that you guys spent like in the trenches in these early songs makes it so that's why we can do what we do now.
I would agree with that, especially with like the self-titled album. I feel like a lot of that album has definitely continued to leak through into current day projects. And I don't know who said it on the Hillside stage last year. I think it was Aleks, and he was like, "We're actually having fun right now. Like, we don't care. We're actually having fun." And that resonated with so many people there, because that's all Hillside's about, is having fun and connecting. That I remember I was with Stefano, and I was so nervous all weekend that like Stefano was honestly me, and I was just walking around with my phone, where Stefano was like doing the conversations for me. And then your guys' set happened on the Friday, I think. And then I just let my shoulders loose. I was like, it's all about fun. There's nothing actually I need to do here. There's no expectations. So the EP last October was like exactly that. There's no expectations, because it's just having fun. When Simon and Joe joined the band, did you guys, I guess I'll direct the question for you guys. Did you guys, I guess, come in thinking you had to create a certain sound, or did you guys bring the sound from previous projects or what you're inspired by?
I think I kind of nearly eased my way in, just because before I was in Excuse Me, I was a fan of Excuse Me, and at the time, me and Hayden were deep in the trenches of over-intellectualizing all kinds of music together already.
What time signatures this is?
Yeah, 4. Shout out Time's Sake and its valuable music lessons. But yeah, I think because I kind of already had a musical background, with at least one of them being Hayden, it was an easy transition to just kind of hop in and pick up where they left off.
How about you, Simon?
Me also being such a longtime fan for these guys. When I came in, I really wanted to reproduce the exact sound of what was already on the records, and found it almost impossible, because I'm not the person that played those songs originally. But like through all of these guys like pushing and being creative with me, I think we found something that is not only really them, but also really me. And that's been super awesome for me.
We definitely wanted Simon on the records, so we're happy we have Simon playing Simon parts for sure.
So glad to be here.
The song Regular Change, Simon recorded guitar for like all the guitar and bass. I think Adam added some guitar after the fact potentially, but
A little piano thing, and that was it.
yeah, I remember listening to it and being like, did I do that? Like, you had found the sound so perfectly.
Yeah, you emulated it all very well.
I'm gonna sue you for copyright, brother. That's my sound.
What would Adam play? And I'm like, yep, that's an Adam part. Like, yep, that's a Hayden part. Like, okay, go to the major 2. Like,
Yeah.
it's an Excuse Me song now.
Gotta throw in some dominant chords somewhere.
I think what's really cool is when you have people such as Simon come from like, I guess like, for again lack of a better term, like lighter rock, like a Courtyard style sound, to more of the Excuse Me sound that like you can rage to like Cops, or you can be in your feels with like Lionheart. That you're almost like that perfect puzzle piece, because you're able to translate it really easy. Coming from Courtyard, did you kind of bring any of the sounds you guys created over here?
I like to think so. Like, a lot of Courtyard is much softer and maybe more like, the thing is, Hannah writes a lot of the songs, but when the rest of us come in and try to mess them up with all of our jazz stuff, I think that's kind of the same thing that I felt like I come in here and do. Like, Aleks will come in with a solid kernel and probably the whole song more or less done, and for sure me and the rest of these guys will come in and be like, how can I fuck this up a little bit?
How can we stress out Aleks a little bit?
And I think that's what we do in Courtyard too. That's what I love doing here. I'm like the ideas guy more than like the kernel guy.
The Courtyard show last weekend, you guys just had so much fun, and I could tell you guys were like itching to play in front of an audience because of how much fun you guys had. So I can only anticipate what's 2 weekends from now and how much fun that's going to be. Switching gears from music recorded in this very studio to music performed on stage. Again, during the research, you guys blew me out of the water, because of how many people you've shared the stage with. You have Red Output, Hotel Mira, Boy Band, House Cat, July Talk, Half Moon Run, Cigar Club, which was my first Excuse Me show, Lost in Japan, Alessia Cara, Mother, very jealous, and countless others to name a dozen. There was never one specific genre that shared the bill, and instead it just traveled through many genres. When there was a show to either play as an opener or headline, did you guys look for like a similar sound to create the atmosphere, or you really just said like, let's throw a bunch of genres in a blender and make an incredible show?
I think more than anything, we've really just shot for bands we think are cool, and that doesn't necessarily have to be defined by the genre they play. Like, I know like one time at Rum Runners, we opened for like a country act that was like fantastic. But we've also played on like a hardcore bill in Barrie. Which
That was crazy.
one of the most confusing for our collective self-esteem shows we've ever played. But like we could, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we weren't wearing enough rivets, and we all definitely showed up in board shorts. But it's nice that we've been able to have that flexibility, because I do think we can kind of slot in anywhere on a bill with most genres in a conventional sense.
Just got to tailor the set towards whatever bands it is that we're playing around. You get to hold this, buddy.
I'm on it.
What have been some of the most memorable bills you've been a part of in like the 8 years? And is there like any story to maybe one where you're like, that was cool?
Ooh. Rec Room. Oh my god. Okay, we're starting with the bottom. Yeah, we played. I think this is probably the worst show we've ever played. But we played at the Rec Room in Square One in Mississauga for like a charity event, and it was like for all intents and purposes like a great event, but they couldn't get the speakers working, and so it was 2 hours I think past when the opener was supposed to start, and we were the last band. And at a certain point, the sound guy was just like, fuck it, takes the monitors on stage, turns them around to face the crowd, like these are the speakers now. And then the first band went on, and by the time we started, it was like 12:30.
Oh my god, that's last call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like a bunch of Alex's friends from Montreal and my parents.
Oh
And
my god.
that was it.
That ended up being a lot of fun. We were just like, screw it. Let's just like, I mean, was it fun? I can't remember.
I was gonna say, I feel like
We had a good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too fun. Yeah.
You have to create your own fun out of that. Oh my god, perseverance. All right, what about maybe one that's a little
Yeah.
No.
the Rec Room is the standard.
Meadows and Hillside for me.
Honestly, the last show we played at Kitchener at the Boathouse.
Oh my god, yeah.
Is I think recency biased, but like one of my favorite shows that we've ever played, and I think makes me just excited for the last two shows.
Yeah, the festival bills are kind of a cheat code, which is why we can say we've played with July Talk.
Yeah,
and a whole bunch of those other ones. But yeah, honestly, it was kind of what first came to mind for me too. Was like the Boathouse show, which we played with Animal Boy, who we've played with approximately 400 times. But it's always good because they're like our best friends, and we are a good like tandem in that the music's pretty diverse, but we're all really close, and I think that kind of reads through the show. So those are always kind of the best show ever for me.
I would also throw in the light show at Underground with Cigar Club and Animal Boy. It was fucking awesome. I was not involved in the Guelph art scene whatsoever at that time. I went with Danielle and our friend James and Derek, and I remember I was just like, this is the music that's hiding in Guelph. Because I've only ever been to like karaoke at Jimmy Jazz, the odd show at like the upstairs at actual Trappers and such. I had no idea that kind of music was hiding. And I think that's the best part about the Guelph art scene is there's just so much hidden talent everywhere. And it's not hidden in a bad way. It's just people don't go out of their way to find it. And when you do, it's kind of like a drug. Like you're addicted to finding it. Taking it back to the beginning when you guys were, I guess, coming up, playing in the bands and playing alongside Bills, watching Bills. What do you remember about the people you watch perform versus present day that are kind of still doing it? Like Animal Boy, for example. What do you remember about their early days compared to now?
Animal Boy was crazier.
Still are.
They're so awesome, and I love them so much. Our first show was with them, I think, was at Brothers, actually, in like November 2019. And I just remember like meeting Tommy for the first time and just like watching him do his thing. And I think it's just like we got like sniper sights trained on Mo if we don't get to 600 followers by the end of the night. And Alex was like shining like a red dot. I'm like, these guys are fucking nuts.
Yeah, they had a laser pointer in the back, right?
Yeah. And honestly, maybe not crazier. Tommy's now, it's just his social media game also with Animal Boy is
unmatched.
like, yeah, he's always been on top of what's good and funny for Animal Boy.
Hayden, question for you, because you've watched a lot of bands under Noise Floor Productions. Have you ever looked at a bill maybe that you've booked and you're like, I want them to be a part of Excuse Me's history?
Yes. I can't think of any of them right now, though.
Mind you, Excuse Me has played Noise Floor shows, so mathematically you had to.
Yes. Yeah. Valid. Yeah. Animal Boy.
There we go.
Yeah.
And you got Cigar Club on the bill for the release show.
True. Yeah. Cigar Club. Yeah. There's been so many. I usually, like, after a gig's done, whether I'm playing it or like hosting it, I just black it out of my memory because the amount of stress and nerves that like are a part of it. It's I go fight or flight.
Yes, sir.
I just And then I wake up the next day and I'm like, oh, cool. I made no money from that.
The reality of being an artist.
Yeah.
Showbiz.
Showbiz, baby.
Showbiz, baby. This next part is what we were talking about before we started recording, and I'm going to throw random memories, moments, and people your way. You can answer in one word or you can answer with a short story. So we're going to start really easy, and I'll throw curveballs along the way. The first one is the Homecoming EP release day, more specifically the EP release party at the Old House.
The Homecoming EP release day.
Yes.
I know that I put out the double single in December of 2017. I think the EP came out January, I want to say 7th.
I think you're right on the money.
2018? Are you serious?
It is January 2018.
Okay, it was January 2018. I definitely don't know if I got the date right. We had a listening party for that?
There was apparently a listening party where everybody was sitting in the living room.
For our album one. For our album one, there was a listening party.
April 3rd,
and
2020.
My friend, who I won't name, took 2 edibles and ended up taking his shirt off and whipping it around in celebration. And it's the best quote that's ever been tied to this band. And it's another win for Excuse Me. Another win for Excuse Me.
Cool, thanks, man. Put your shirt on.
After the dinkiest song on the album. And it's such a beautiful thing to look back on. Oh, man. Love you, buddy. But yeah, that's funny. That was a listening party that we had. I don't think any listening party happened for that first EP because I think like 3 people listened to it. So, but yeah.
The cool thing about doing research for this is the place where I found a lot of like history was on Facebook, and you can see the same people along the way too. Like you have some like diehards who have literally been a part of it since day 0. This next one's more fairly recently, and that's Hillside.
A lot of fun.
Yes.
Hillside was, I think, my favorite show that we played last year. It was a really good time. It was my first time at Hillside at all. For being around Guelph, I guess for like 10 years, that's kind of blasphemous, but I had a great time. The crowd was fantastic.
Shout out the Sarandons, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the Sarandons.
The Sarandons was a band that we had the next day after our set. We had a workshop in the morning at like 11
I remember that.
or noon or something like that. And we had no idea like what we were going to do. So we're like, okay, we'll just play some songs. They'll play some songs. Then we'll jam on some random chord progression. And I remember we came up with a chord progression that had an alt chord in it that is just like not an easy thing to improvise on, but they killed it and it was a fun time. And they're the sweetest boys too.
I'm going to shout mine, and we can definitely cut this out if it has to be, is when you guys were like 45 minutes to stage and you couldn't find Hayden anywhere. Because
that sounds right. But where? At Hillside?
We could not find you.
Well, we were at Hillside.
Was this in the morning or the night?
No, this was 45 minutes.
45 minutes before we play?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 45 minutes. I just need like
Showbiz.
2 minutes to hug you guys before we get on, and that's it.
Worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
It was good.
I had my set list written in my.
We played. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was.
It's rock and roll.
It's rock and roll, baby. The home music video.
Cam Kangas, shout out. That was like our first music video, right?
That was your
Yeah.
first music
Yeah.
video.
Hayden, what about that anecdote about a potential actor?
We were originally gonna be like, we were originally gonna have the protagonist be like a kid, and it's like a story, story of like, I don't know, growth or whatever. And then we're like, Aleks and I were like brainstorming, be like, yeah, okay, cool,
And he's
cool.
like carving his name into a tree.
and then like he shows up later and he's like the
have you
grown
seen the
up.
Tree
and
of
it's
Life?
still
Like,
there.
have you seen Boyhood?
And then we stopped halfway through and we're like,
where are we gonna get a kid?
Like, who's this going to be?
I don't know any kids, man.
I also remember because it was supposed to be like a fall music video.
Yeah.
It was gonna be
Yeah.
like it was each music video was gonna be like a different season, and that
Right.
was like an idea. And I remember it like snowed for the weekend before we did it, and I think you're getting like a scrambling message from you. We're like, guys, if anyone wants to meet me with like shovels in the oven, we gotta like shovel out.
Was that
the
Aleks that said
area.
that?
Yeah, we gotta shovel out the area that we're gonna film in because it's gotta look like fall. I'm like, I don't think we're gonna be able to get rid of. We're not gonna be able to get rid of that much snow.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, I was like looking back, man, the stuff that like at the time you think is such a big deal. There's been so many moments where like, it's the Solace trilogy. And it is a group of music videos that tells a story of love, loss, and solace. Okay. And it has to accumulate with seasons. And it's going to follow the story of a young boy who finds himself.
We don't know.
You don't know where we're gonna get.
Yeah, if anyone knows.
And then he's a young man, and then he's an old man for the final. It's just like the stuff that we would do. You'd be like, it's art, it's high art, and people are gonna love it. And then you go back, and it's just like 2,000 views on YouTube, and it's just
a guy
like,
walking around with a flashlight.
and it's like, oh
yeah,
man,
there wasn't really a story. It was just the whole thing was B-roll. Also, yeah, we shot on like a $20,000 camera.
Yeah,
just because
yeah.
our friend Cam Kangas had access to it and like
so
brought it
we
up.
had dreams, man.
We
We
had
had
dreams.
dreams,
We
and
had
like
dreams.
we followed them, and they didn't always pan out. But fuck, man, that's so funny to look back at. Like even up until recently, everything was like the biggest deal. It was like. For me, I get carried away, man. Like our second album was a concept album, and
I was
like
about to talk
the
about this, yeah.
the shit that I'd be like, guys, it's a story about this guy finding himself, and he buys a Pontiac Trans Am, and he starts a new life on the coast. What don't you get? And it's like, yeah, okay, this song has classical guitar, and this song is synth, and this song, yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Dude,
it's great.
I do
think-
too.
The execution was there. There were a lot of conversations that were like, you know what people are into? Concept albums. God, I am fucking sure that that's not exactly true.
Oh man,
But yeah, yeah, fresh take.
I can't even keep going.
New music, on the other
You think we
hand,
fucking learned anything? Even that was a three-parter. It's okay, the chapter 1, we're gonna call it capsizing. Chapter 2, like we split that shit into 3. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3.
that was album
1,
Yeah,
and it's like it's an indie rock album. Like
But also disco. It's dark.
it's also dark disco.
part 1, capsizing.
Yeah.
The album cover. So glad you asked. It's a car on a road. So
With a young boy driving.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. It was Jake that was in the music video.
Yeah. Jake was the boy that we settled on.
He's 22, but he couldn't grow up.
How are we
facially
gonna
at
teach
the
a boy
time.
to drive a Pontiac Trans Am? Like, who's gonna let us?
And Preston didn't even make the album, for the
Preston
light.
didn't even make the album, but it's a continuation of the story, man.
It's
He
like-
sells the Trans Am and he gets a Subaru hatchback,
Camino.
man. It's
Preston
a
is
commentary
Breaking
on
Bad's El
suburban
Camino.
life. Dude, it's the commentary on the rat race, okay?
was fucking awesome.
It gets us all.
our protagonist finds himself in Preston, Ontario.
I don't know if the next one will be as fun, but CBC Searchlight 2019.
Alex, take it away.
Do we want to?
Yeah, Joey, take it away.
We'll keep it brief.
Well, are we talking about the less or more successful Searchlight foray, or both of them?
Oh, right, we've done a couple.
Let me be really quick on the first one, and then you do the successful one. I stayed up 54 hours working on my garden to get it.
That's not even exaggerated.
Yeah, no, the song hours. No, I actually stayed up for 54 hours straight, like finishing this song, and it showed that I didn't know what sound was at the end of that. But we got it uploaded, and it didn't make it to the second round.
That might be why I thought it was so good. Like secondhand sunken cost fallacy.
True.
This has to be good. He's put so
Sunken
much time
cost
into it.
fallacy.
But yeah, what about good Searchlight?
Well, before I get onto that, we're not at risk. No one's at risk of hearing my garden at this last show, right? I think we axed that one, or is it on the same? It's okay. Sweet. Yeah. You might hear Tori. Tori is a maybe. My garden is a no. Dog, I don't even remember what song we did second. Bike song. Bike song. Bike song is a great song. Bike song to me might be the best Excuse Me song.
Damn.
I love that song.
And it makes its way into a lot of live shows too.
Oh
It
yeah,
does.
absolutely. That one always feels good to play. And yeah, that one saw quite a bit of success on streaming, like by our metrics. That was kind of our first one that kind of grew out of the scope that we probably thought was possible at the time, which was further confirmed by its success, however brief, in the CBC Searchlight competition, where we made the top 100.
Yeah, we did.
There's a
Damn
lot.
straight.
There's a lot of submissions though, so that's pretty good.
That's
It's
huge.
pretty good.
That's huge.
Did we ever make it in the top 10? I feel like we made it in the top 10 for something.
We pushed really hard.
We're top. It was
tried.
50 and
30?
50.
I think it was top 100.
It was bad. We'll have to consult the text.
It's house money now, and it's on camera. Actually, you know
It
what?
was my garden made it into the top 3.
Alex still hasn't slept.
It made it into the top 3 songs we're not going to be playing at our last shows.
Oh, honestly, that'd be fun. What would be the other 2 for you? Top 3 songs that we're not going to play.
As a non-founding member of this band, I can't.
You
Really,
can.
I can't really speak
I
to that.
encourage you
Come on,
to.
you often do.
all the time. When there's not cameras, I guess there's always microphones running in this room, but not cameras. And our friends.
Give it a
I would
go.
hate to
Give
put
it a
anyone on
go.
blast. Well, probably. Now that you mention it, the Weekend Blues. You're probably not going to hear that one. And
Hot take.
Cajones. Speaking of board shorts,
Yes.
we actually briefly got more board shorty
Yeah.
after the whatever EP.
I think
Uh,
if you had the cajones, you'd play the Weekend Blues.
Hey man, fuck you. Definitely Weekend Blues. And what's a song Adam really likes? Now that he's probably one of our like kind of crappy ones, like a throwaway track like Doubt. I don't think we're gonna. No, I'm just kidding. I love that song, and Adam's contribution to it was wonderful.
Yeah.
I love you, Joe.
You came in kind of hot, but I forgive you.
What's number 3?
Oh yeah, okay, number 3. There we go. Dopamine.
Wow.
Whoa.
No explanation required.
Whoa.
The next one is the Excuse Me Values. Do you remember those?
Wait, give Joe back the
what is this?
microphone. Here. I want you to have this. Yeah.
Comes a time in every young artist's life where they find a copy of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and they go, "Yeah, I gotta live my life according to values that, like, you know, I refine every so often, and better than that, I think my bandmates should emulate that. Why don't we come up with the? It's nice. It's very nice,
Yeah.
but it is really funny.
Oh, is this what's on the fireplace, man?
It definitely.
I think it's net good. Like I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is
But
something
it is
good
so,
to
like,
think of.
Big
It's
tanks, like,
it is super like performative feeling, but it does have something to it.
I remember there was like we really cooked when we wrote those, and it was what did we do? We made a solemn
promise
commitment
to-
to we made a solemn commitment to write it. We were supposed to write it like
Yes!
10 times
Yes!
in a row or
And,
something like that
and
because
each of us
we're
got a copy of our own handwriting.
because we're actually school children.
Yeah.
It honestly probably kept the band running.
Yeah.
It's longer
Yeah.
longer than if otherwise.
Do you guys
but,
remember it? It was I will
I will always
do right
deliver my deliverables in a timely fashion.
Speak my truth.
That
Speak
was
my
it.
honest truth. Yeah, that was one. I was like, I promise to like always speak my truth, like what feels right to me.
Not the truth.
Yeah,
Be honest
with my brothers.
with my brothers. Support my brothers. What was
challenge them.
I get it.
No.
And it was like, why are we doing this? To create community, to find ourselves, and because it's fun.
Because
So
it's
that's
fun.
kind of nice.
There we go.
You know what? I will defend this a little bit because at the time, like I remember when we did this, like I don't know who all was in the room, but it was, I think Aleks, Hayden, and I, and my friend Ari. Shout out Ari Yamaguchi. Footsteps Indoors, album 1.
Yeah, he did Foley artistry.
Yeah, he was.
On the
But he was around quite a bit when we were recording the first album, and he was like asking us like prior to a meeting, he's just like, well, like what do you guys like want to do? Like what do you like care about as bandmates? And he was the one that kind of put the idea in our heads that like you kind of got to know like why are you doing this? Like what do you guys like care about, and like what do you want to like bring into these meetings, like into your music and things like that. And he got us to kind of like have this conversation of like what we care about as people, and to write that down and to have that be something that we look at. And that seems quite silly years later to have this thing framed above the fireplace, but it was a very, very nice thing. I stand by doing it.
Yeah.
I think it was cool.
It was very important. It's
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my
here we
God.
go, baby.
I'm gonna throw that there, and then I'll throw it to Hayden as
Yeah.
well.
What we got here? All right, excuse me. Our values. Today and every day, I promise to uphold my obligations, make a genuine effort to understand my brothers, look out for my brothers. I remember being like, I was like, we should use a different noun than brothers for the second 2 in a row. Speak my honest opinion, keep an open mind, stay true to myself. Why? Do you guys remember? For the love.
For the love of music.
Yep.
Yeah, to find
and create. To
and
find ourselves.
and express ourselves. To
create-
innovate.
To innovate. To
And
build
then
community.
to build community.
And because it's fun.
Attaboy, still get it.
Hey, brothers, we should start a podcast.
It's a great time. This next one,
We'll be selling that for highest bidder. Starting at
auction
2000.
at the last show.
It's kind of like the Annabelle doll, though, so be careful inviting that into your house.
Yeah, it's cursed.
Holding a physical copy of one of the albums, I guess like on vinyl, like the light or excuse me. What was that like?
It felt very good. Like when we were making the first album, like I really, really wanted for us to have records. And I remember like trying to figure out how to do that for a little while was like it was just like one step after another. Like we got in contact with a company called Microforum, and it was like, hey, well, we got to get these lacquers made. And then we got to like, oh, well, the record shouldn't be longer than X minutes per side or else it'll sound bad. And we eventually like getting an order put through. I think it was like one of the largest like lacquer factories in the entire world, like burnt down. Like a few weeks after we put through our like 200 unit order to like get records made. And I remember like having a call with her, and just like, she had said, fortunately, because your order is through, this isn't going to affect you, but they canceled like the week after we ordered our first records, like every small unit order that was being put through. So
Oh my
we almost
God.
just didn't have vinyl as well. And especially at the time,
We
like,
still have about 200 if anyone wants one.
please God, now we wish we had less, so help us get rid of them. But yeah, that was always like for a long time, my favorite medium of listening to music. So to be able to have music we made on vinyl and to hold that for the first time was one of the best feelings in the world. I love still like listening to our records quite a lot.
It's like a bucket list moment, like a personal milestone is when you're holding something that you've created. Because a lot of artists just create music, put it on streaming and say like, go listen to it there. But when you're holding what you create, that's a whole other form of love.
Absolutely. I think that's a really important thing for artists that are like up and coming to like be aware of as you go through it, is that there's a bunch of little milestones that are easy to like miss as you're, working through it all. But the first time you release something online, even if it's just SoundCloud, like that's a win. First time you have like a CD in your hands, that's a win. First time you have a vinyl in your hands, is the first autograph that you sign, the first time you play a live show, like stuff, like all these things that are easy to, because you look at your numbers on Spotify, I think we're at like sub 2,000 monthly listeners like on this current day, and it's like, oh darn, we should have done more or been better. But when you look back at it all, it's like, holy shit, we like really...
2,000 people in a room though.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And also just these little things that it's like, I wouldn't have been able to do any of these things without these fillers. And yeah, it's important to keep track of that.
This next one is for Aleks because it's the Canadian rite of passage. Good love playing on Hockey Night in Canada.
Dude.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. What a moment. And it's funny because in terms of bandmates, I'm probably like the least hockey centered person, but
We're on the
but
tube.
yeah, making that was a lot of fun. I think that's totally like what Hayden's saying, but also there's oftentimes the things that you expect to happen as a band, and then there's just cool side quest shit like that. Like we're like like at the end of it, like like if I'm telling my kids about my like days in a band, like that's gonna be one of the things that makes it like we got played on Hockey Night in Canada.
100%.
Oh yeah, bud.
Yeah, bud.
Fucking right, buddy. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna need help for this one, and I apologize that I don't know it. Johan said, memorizing the Fleet Foxes' White Winter Hymnal.
Yeah, we've got a video of it on our Instagram.
Oh, right.
Our friend Julian Drazilov also.
Oh, right. Do you want to do it right now?
Nope.
All right. I'll do it alone. All right.
Yeah.
I was fun.
He said it was kind of like the warm-up, I guess, or like what you would consider.
True, yeah. Sometimes we would definitely like practice our harmonies with that.
Yeah, that was a slippery slope into in the beginning.
Yeah.
Slash the leg.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't hear that one either.
Yeah.
You're for sure not hearing that one either.
I'm going to do three more.
Yeah, hit us.
Three more. All right, the first one is Simon and Joe joining the band.
Oh, just fucking phenomenal. The power of Joe's drums live behind us. Like the first time experiencing that was it was an experience. It was like, damn, like I'm getting smacked in the back with the kick drum here. And it's such a fun experience, man. No,
Shit's way too fucking
this is like this guy is not gonna last. This guy's not gonna make the cut. Like, no. And honestly, with Simon too, like playing Meadows and just getting up and getting the people going and jumping up and down, is being like, this guy's fucking killing it.
Yes.
Like right off the bat.
I love some crowd interaction.
Yeah.
Someone was actually before joining officially was already an honorary member of Excuse Me, because I had booked a flight and forgot that we had to play a show.
The Horseshoe Tavern.
Horseshoe Tavern,
Yep.
yeah. And it was like, I think 2 weeks, maybe something like that. I was like, yo, can you help me out? All the songs are through composed. It changes throughout the entire thing. And we do weird modulation stuff.
Here's some iPhone videos of how you play them.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Good luck. I won't be there. I don't care.
I'm glad this came up because that actually, Simon snaked what was supposed to be my first Excuse Me show at the Horseshoe Tavern. Well, funny enough, Hayden, I remember we were like starting to talk about like getting ready for it, at least, and I think I had maybe practiced with you guys like a few times, and that was like our target date. And then in the group chat, yeah, Hayden is actually going to be out of the province, so we need a sub guitar player. And we probably shouldn't have a new drummer and a sub guitar player. So
My bad.
There we go. Sorry, what was that?
Honestly, I just think Joey, you weren't ready yet. I did that to
I was
save
playing
you.
too loud.
And that cool it on the kick.
And that has never changed.
Never changed, Joe.
And then the last one, Adam's egg time.
Look, it's not. God forbid a man gets some easy protein. I used to hard boil a lot of eggs, and I would eat
No seasoning.
no seasoning because that just takes too much time. I used to eat 3 every morning. You crack them, you eat them, and you get on the road. You got places to be. But yeah, when the band started living together. Hey, I'm telling a story.
Adam, what's your
Spice Rock?
process? Can you take us through like
My process?
how you
You put 9 in a pot of boiling water, and you put 9 eggs, 9 raw eggs, and then you eat 3 of those. You put 6 in the fridge. That's 2 more days of eggs.
So we're talking 3 eggs a day? 3
eggs a day.
Hard boiled or soft boiled?
Hard boiled. We are not soft boiling these eggs. They're
Make-
hard boiled every single time.
Make sure you
No
put your
seasoning.
your freshly hard boiled eggs in a fridge that your roommates also have to use.
Well, I don't have one they're not using.
And how long do you usually boil them for? Is it that you boil them until like they're hard boiled or until they're gray?
You know what? I'm pretty good at 10 minutes until they're hard boiled. I was not boiling gray eggs. That was Judah Middle,
that was
who made me
Judah.
eat
Shout
his
out Fairly
gray eggs.
Cool podcast.
Made me
Ben
eat
and
a
Judah.
dozen hard boiled gray eggs.
They were great.
They were very gray eggs.
They were grade A, right?
Grade A gray eggs.
They're
Yeah.
grade A eggs.
Were they Greg's? Grade A?
No, yeah. Oh, yeah, Greg's great grade A eggs, eh?
But for a while at Graham Street, I would just make sure it just became kind of a bit that I had with Hayden, where
There's a
anytime
lot.
I was eating an egg, I had to make sure I was with him.
Yeah. I would wake
So
up.
I would like go find him to eat my eggs, and he'd like start filming me.
It wasn't hard to find me either. I was either like in my bed sleeping or in the bathroom.
I can get in both of those places.
yeah.
As we head towards the end of the conversation, I think it's only right that we talk about why this interview is happening, and that's putting a bow on the 9 years of Excuse Me. You guys took everyone on a journey, as we talked about a million times throughout this conversation. So many people have joined. So many people have been a part of it from the stage or looking on from the stage. You've all grown as individuals, both personally and professionally, been a part of so many people's lives, influenced the sound of others. And I know for FTI, you guys have definitely influenced how we take on, how we collaborate with artists, and how we do our day-to-day work. Now that we're about 2 weeks out at the time of this recording, or I guess this weekend when it's out, what can people expect from not only these final shows, but the final album?
We'll be, I think, sacrificing Adam on stage.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Someone flies, someone dies. They're both Adam. Surprise! It's also Adam. Nah, boiled, hard. Anyways,
No
Boiled
salt.
alive.
No salt.
And you'll be hard.
Yeah, and then after all that, in all seriousness, man, what can people expect? Well, I cried like a baby at the last show, and that was our third final show. So I'm kind of nervous for this last one, but if it happens, it happens.
Alex tears in the merch booth after.
Yeah, Alex tears in the merch booth. My goal is just to be as present as possible for it. And it's been really nice being in that space for the last chapter of this band. I think like as soon as it settled home that there is going to be an ending to it, it really put things into perspective. And we've been able to share really, really beautiful experiences with a lot of people. And it's meant something different to everybody. And for me, it's meant so many things. It's been like the vehicle for my personal growth as a person for the last 8 years. Like, I think it's like been a crucible at times for facing the things that I need to face in terms of like anxieties and self-consciousness and just really giving me a safe space to kind of grow as a person and have the support of 4 other people. And I'm just excited to wrap that up in an experience and be like, wow, I can't believe we did that. I can't believe that it's ending. But I'm also, like, you asked about the album. I can't picture it ending in a better way, to be honest. This is a true representation of us as artists. And as I said earlier, it feels like coming home. It feels like we've been searching for something the whole time. And as soon as we were able to let go, it just came to us. And that's been an awesome feeling to know that you don't have to pretend, you don't have to work at it. You just have to accept it and enjoy it. And wow, it's pretty crazy that we're getting that blessing right at the finish line. The chance to really enjoy a project, really enjoy each other's company, really enjoy the community that we're a part of.
Wow, I don't even know how to follow it up. That was beautiful. I guess from a listener's perspective, what do you hope resonates with the listeners or the audience that night, whether it's night 1 or night 2?
We're really thinking about you guys when it comes to the set list. We're thinking about us for sure, but we are thinking about you and making sure that even stuff that we might not necessarily want to play, but it's bigger than us, we're going to play. So
Except for My Garden.
A
select other, few. Why'd you hand me this?
I feel like I'm talking too much.
What should people keep in mind coming to our last show? That I don't think anyone's necessarily at risk of thinking this way anyways, but this scene continues to exist beyond our involvement in it in this capacity, and there's a lot of incredible music out there. Animal Boy, for example, our longest allies, are still putting out a lot of incredible music and doing a great job. There's so many Red Output is a sick band. Recently declared a Guelph band. You Might Be Sleeping. Shout out Nico and the rest of those guys. There's so much incredible fucking music in this city, and that's gonna continue to be true. And I think people should keep being involved to the best of their abilities. Us and just everyone writ large. This is a great music city.
And definitely is better than when you found it, which is always the mission of creating, is leaving it better than you found it. These final 4 questions are what we ask at the end of every In Your Studio podcast session. It's usually 3, but Danielle helped me come up with the 4th, so we'll start with hers.
Thank you, Danielle.
I've got it from a few people, so I'm going to ask you guys, where did the name come from? Excuse me.
So lame, bro. It's oh man. Oh, it honestly, it kind of hurts every time I say it, because you see the light leave people's eyes. I was working in Jasper as a bellhop, and I took a nap one day, and as I awoke, I looked at my laundry detergent. And I forget what brand it was. I think it was Norwex or something. Yeah, it would have been Norwex because it was an EX. Everyone's still with me? Okay. I know everyone's fucking riveted right now. Okay. So I wake up from this nap and it looks like my laundry detergent says, "Excuse me." And I go, "Hey, that would be a cool band name."
Hell yeah.
And you know what? It wasn't. It wasn't, but it was a band name. It was our band name. And
honestly, that's a big
sponsor us, Norwex.
That's a big struggle people have, is being deciding on a name, and they put so much weight into what is this thing gonna be? And sometimes it's just best to just
not think about it.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's I'm sorry, I thought it was a laundry detergent brand. Turns out it wasn't. My bad.
I always thought it was cool. Before joining the band, I was like, "Oh, this is a."
I low-key
Hell yeah,
hated
it's a
it.
statement. It's a statement, and you know what?
That's how you know, because there's a period at the end.
Sometimes.
It's given dads at our show
giving dads
endless ammo to be like, "Well, excuse me, guys, that was fantastic.
I will
well,
purposefully
excuse
say,
me, I'll be
"Pardon
seeing
me."
you again."
If I'm walking through
It's
the crowd
catnip
after a
for them.
show, I'm saying "Pardon me."
Yeah, absolutely. It's created some speed bumps for us. But yeah, dads love it. Oh, excuse me, you guys were fantastic tonight. I haven't jammed like that in a while. Yeah. So yeah.
Not limited to one. You can choose as many. Put some FTI community members onto what you guys have been enjoying lately. Doesn't have to be independent. It can be like TV shows, movies, music, books. What are you guys enjoying right now?
Aleks whispered to me, and I agree. Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
1,000,000%.
I know you're a huge fan.
Huge fan. Sponsor me.
Great one. Sorry, the movie that's already out. Retroactively sponsor me. If they could do some sort of time travel thing to sponsor you.
Yo, it would tie in.
Yeah.
Joe is the film buff.
Well, I would just say, go to the fucking movies, people. It's the best, and everyone needs to be doing it more.
It's been a really good year for
It's
films, and it's only April.
Yeah.
And
They'll
now
just let you take in your own beer and stuff. If you, if
Will
you
they just
don't,
let you?
Well, if you don't,
They don't
tell-
stop
if
you.
don't, if you're careful, they'll just let you do it. So,
and now,
and I know
bring in-
fellow FTI member Sally Draper of Garden Variety has echoed that in her newsletter as well. You can take in your own beer if you.
And if the movie's not that good, you can just watch like Family Guy compilations on your phone. It's fine.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can bring
Yeah.
in other media.
in this last one, plug yourself. What?
How dare you? Not on camera. Enough.
You stick a cork in it, Matt. How about that?
All right. In terms of promoting yourself, tell.
Oh yeah. I'm doing like music education and like songs. I guess just another project with songs called Time's Sake. That's what I got going on.
Go ahead. Come back to me.
I also play in a band called Red Output that Matt has mentioned, and it's a wonderful time, and we make wonderful music, and we'd love it if you listened. And shout out Hog Club. More info on that soon.
If you like the look of this studio, I record people that aren't just my bandmates. So hit me up for that. Yeah.
In that vein, my other band, Courtyard, we're going to be coming back and doing some recording with Aleks' studio in the fall, hopefully. And our lead singer, Hannah will be back from British Columbia, so we can start playing around again.
And Adam will be in British.
And Adam, yeah.
I will be.
I've never seen you two in the same room.
And me and Hannah are actually the same person, so I will be back. No, I'm off to BC in a couple of weeks to go do my PhD in high mountain stream bugs. So if you are a biologist and study bugs and want to connect, that's cool. And probably at some point in the future, I will do music again also.
Wait, you're leaving the band?
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Boy, do I have more news for you.
Part 2 to the podcast. Well, FTI community, this has been one conversation that I have wanted for so long, and I'm very happy that it's happened. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for the laughs. April 17th and 18th. The 18th is sold out. Hopefully by the time you listen to this, the 17th is sold out, which means you were too late.
Hopefully you were too late.
But yeah, thank you guys very much for the years, and fucking love you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Matt, for everything that you do. And thank you for the extra question that you put on. It's huge.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Danielle.
Hunter. Yeah, you got a great crew. You got a great thing going on. And you've been a huge part of the music community in Guelph. And we love you for that.
Love you right back.
Thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you,
FTI
guys.
Studios will be the glue that holds the scene together and keeps
I can feel my face.
keeps putting the new up and coming acts and the seasoned vets in front of people. And so thank you for everything you've done for us and just for the scene generally. And yeah, love you, man.
Love you. Always and forever.
Always.
We love you, man.
Forever and a day.
Forever and a day, baby.
Yeah, we should probably plug that, I guess.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Oh, right. Do we have an album coming
Can we do a group plug?
we
Yeah.
have-
And it's called
There's no
Forever
name
and a day. By excuse me.
The band. The show.
The show,
Not
the movie.
not the laundry detergent.
interview.
Not the
Yes.
laundry detergent. The
Oh,
band.
that's a good name.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the band, the show, the movie,
The interview.
Yeah, the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, man.